Today I will be presenting my topic on the Internet of Things and network security. As I began this journey, my idea was to work through the concept of the Internet of Things, critically examine the pitfalls and failures in regards to the security of a network. However, as I researched further into the topic, I was intrigued and amazed by the number and types of devices available which fit into the category of an Internet of Things device. Further to this, in line with the security implications, I found it hard to ignore the headlines in regards to malware-infected Internet of Things devices and the chaos caused by using these devices in a distributed denial-of-service attack. However, let me begin with defining what an Internet of Things device is. According to TechTarget, the Internet of Things is a system of interrelated computing devices, mechanical and digital machines, objects, animals, or people that are provided with unique identifiers and the ability to transfer data over a network without requiring human-to-human or human-to-computer interaction. An Internet of Things device can be anything from a fridge, webcam, smart TV, smartphone, washing machine or coffee maker, as well as mechanical components like engine computers, cars, rifle scopes or pacemakers, among many other things. The Internet of Things world is looking ever increasingly huge. Many of the large technology organisations have predictions of how large this will be. For example, Gartner suggests that by 2020 there will be over 26 billion connected devices. Cisco predict that by 2022 the Internet of Things global market will be over $14 trillion, spread over advances in customer experience, reduced time to market, supply chain and logistics, reduced costs and employee productivity. Everywhere around us there are Internet of Things devices. For most people, this might only be a smartphone or a smart TV. However, increasing popularity of wearable devices such as Fitbits and smartwatches, which not only show the time and interact with our phones, also record fitness stats, even monitoring our sleeping patterns, and these devices are connected to the internet. Data is fed back through your phone or computer out to the internet, perhaps to a cloud service where all statistics can be compared and analysed, all of this having the potential to be compromised if not properly secure. The truth of the matter is, having a device that can connect to the internet is a convenience, and that the device can update itself automatically, can send data to another device or the cloud, makes our lives easier, gives us up-to-date information. However, this can also be a drawback with securities involved. There have been a number of tests performed on Internet of Things devices, showing the potential security implications. For example, vehicle safety could be compromised, as described in Wired magazine, where a 2014 Jeep Cherokee was hacked, its brakes and transmission compromised. Or in the case of a medical pacemaker with Wi-Fi capability, which was hacked and extra shocks applied to a dummy heart, showing the potential to kill a person with an irregular heart rhythm. Luckily at this time, these kinds of attacks have not been maliciously attempted. However, the potential is definitely there. The Internet of Things world to me is fascinating. The sheer number and types of devices that now exist that can control our way of life. Concept of smart houses, distributed wireless networks that provide information as you travel around. For example, showing key points of interest or navigation, where many devices all talk together to track your movements. It's where your house knows you're on your way home, turns the heating or air conditioning on, turns the lights on and starts cooking that pre-prepared meal. Controlling all the devices as required can also potentially lead to saving money. Although there are obvious risks associated with the convenience of these devices, for example those brilliant Wi-Fi or RFID-based door locks, which seemed like a great idea at the time, could be compromised without proper security. On my journey of discovery of the Internet of Things, I came across an article by Ken Munro, a researcher with Pentest Partners. He describes in detail how to hack a wireless network through a Wi-Fi enabled kettle. The kettle is configured with an Android device given the SSID and password to join the Wi-Fi network. A de-authentication message can be sent to the kettle. You can create a fake SSID so the kettle then joins your network, and using the default admin password which is found in the user manual, the kettle is then accessed. It gives up its Wi-Fi key and subsequently the Wi-Fi network can then be compromised. Obviously this is an extreme case, as you would literally have to sit outside someone's house to attack it. However, this is an example of just what the world of the Internet of Things can entail. So this brings me on to the chaos caused by the Mirai virus. Mirai virus and its similar cousins are constantly searching the internet for devices and conscripting these devices to then target a website or server to cause as much disruption as possible, obviously in the form of a distributed denial of service attack. In one article, I noted the hacker that developed the virus typically had 300 to 350,000 devices attacking at any one time. Cybersecurity journalist Brian Krebs' own website was attacked, and at one point was found to have 665 gigabits of traffic at a point in time during the attack. Devices being compromised are everyday items like DVRs and webcams, which are talking directly to the internet and still have their default admin username and passwords enabled. The other devastating effect of this virus is such that the hacker that wrote the code has now open sourced it, leading to many other hackers developing their own attacks. So it's now a free-for-all to see how many devices can be captured and used in subsequent attacks. An example of this code can be seen on this slide. The issue with the Internet of Things devices that have been conscripted is they are devices that typically have very little human interaction. If your computer has a virus, it will run slow and you will generally be alerted to something being not quite right. However, if your webcam, router or DVR are infected, you are unlikely to notice the effects unless you are trying to actively use it. So what can be done? Obviously the first step is to change those default username and passwords. I can imagine there are many people out there with consumer routers with admin and password as credentials. Some devices do have these credentials hard-coded, and serious thought should be given to not having these connected to your network at all. Another side of things is many consumer products have the ever so helpful bouncing ball apps to get your security camera, your Wi-Fi kettle or other devices connected and accessible on or outside your network via a website or a smartphone. These applications are sending UPnP packets to your firewall or to open a port and expose it directly to the internet. Typically well-known ports are used to ensure that the port would not be blocked. For example, port 22, which is SSH, port 23, Telnet, or even maybe port 80, which is HTTP. Contrary to beliefs, the Internet of Things devices are not generally attacked via the wireless network. It uses the wireless network as the medium to get to the router, and then the assigned port to get in and out of the network. As the security holes are detected, manufacturers should provide patching or updated firmware, and the astute users should attempt to update their devices as often as possible. So let's sum it up. In this ever-increasing world of technology that makes our lives easier, more accessible and more informative, making it easier to order our groceries, check on the security around our home or watch our favourite TV show, our devices are smarter, but they are also more accessible for us and others. The biggest question we need to ask ourselves is, do we really need that Wi-Fi kettle, toilet or fridge connected to our network? Or do we need to connect to them from outside our house? The Internet of Things devices are here to stay, and consumers both domestic and commercial need to remember that these devices have security risks, same as your computer or smartphone. Care needs to be taken to ensure these and your network are well protected. Thank you for listening to my chosen topic on the Internet of Things and network security, and I hope I was able to provide you with some new knowledge and insights on this topic.